Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, episode 88. Following the signing period, we are going to be entering La Vuelta here shortly. Now, the thing about La Vuelta, sponsor confidence. Sponsors locked up for the year already by the 31st of July. So, August, September, October don't matter, and you already got one foot out the door as you're thinking about next season. Also because the signing period, August 1st, and we're done. We've done our signings, and so I'm already starting to think about next season and the next year's group. So La Vuelta doesn't bear the same weight as the other two Grand Tours for me. It would if we were coming off of tour victories in the Giro and in La Tour, in the Tour de France, because then you're looking for the trio, right? You're looking to win all three. And in that case, La Vuelta would mean more. Now, I'd like to win La Vuelta, but it is going to come down, La Vuelta España, it's going to come down to at least some occasions where we're going to quick sim on a punchy stage or something and take our chances. We're going to roll the dice a little bit, take our chances here and there to save time. I'm not going to spend as much time as this as I would spend on those other two tours. So we'll see how we do. We're still going to aim for the win. We're going to try for the win, but I'm going to have a more riskier approach. Now, before we start, right now it's 16th of August. We're 3 days away, I think, from starting La Vuelta. And our first check-in on the signing period outside of our own work, right? We've got our team figured out. We've got our team sorted. Index, we knew it was never going to stay at second, right? All those really strong riders were going to get swept up and it would drop us down. But we've only dropped to sixth. So we're still looking pretty dang good. Remember, we have 4 5.5-star guys left for the coming season. And then, of course, the big test to know just how much of a threat is still out there to potentially drop. We're looking at 11. If my math was quick and correct there. We're looking at 11 5.5-star guys left. So, 11 quality riders out there. And then plenty, I'm sure, 5-star riders. And there are plenty remaining. There's still enough out there. There's still enough quality out there to see the field change quite a bit. But the elite riders, that list is getting shorter. It's definitely getting shorter. I mean, most of those guys remaining are, into their 30s. It's taken all of 2 weeks, but I just noticed that Morgado has already jumped to 5.5 stars. So the big signing that we did on a very reasonable salary has already hit 5.5-star status. His puncher has maxed out. So he is 80 in the hills. He's got room to become 80 mountain. That's going to be a dangerous combination. He's already got really good resistance as well, but stamina is certainly lacking with just a 73. But with 79, acceleration, I mean, this is somebody who's going to climb well and be able to get some separation from the field at times. This is somebody who can win a moderate climb. That's good. And he's going to be a fantastic number 2. 74 for his time trial, 73 for the prologue. Just a small amount of improvement for there. I don't know how many time trial stage races you're going to want him to be your leader on, but my oh my, is he going to be a very powerful number 2 lead out guy for us. And yeah, we're in good hands with him. I mean, he's already Arrieta was a 76-81. By the way, it has not taken long for our lead guys to already sign on with other squads. Krantz is going to UAE for next season, while Astana is picking up Arrieta. We're about to start La Vuelta. Vermark has signed with Movistar. And we're down to 8th in the rankings, but again, we are still very comfortable as one of the better teams, which is progress because, we had barely made World Tour, and then this last year, yeah, okay, fine, we made it relatively comfortably, but we were still only, I don't know, 11th, 12th in the rankings. I mean, we were down there a ways. Looks like we're moving up to about midway, and with Morgado already getting promoted, now we're looking at 5 guys at 5.5 stars. We're only dropping by 1 and doing so, at an affordable rate. Day 1 La Vuelta, 2 riders coming in on the expected squad are coming in completely unprepared. As you know, with the small number of riders we have this team, a lot of riders have had overloaded schedules, have spent way too many days in the saddle, and therefore, at this point in the season, are really struggling. So Ponomar and Vasek, even though they have objectives, they need to get replaced if we're going to get any use out of those 2 roles. As I went through the squad, there's really only 3 riders that are fit enough to take it on, that don't have the fatigue, that have decent fitness levels. Vandenberg, he's not going to be any use here. The other 2, Martinez, who's pretty well fit and not fatigued and could step in without race day condition bonuses, could step in and do quite well. Could maybe even be a leader over Gonzalez. The other, Krantz. So it looks like our trio are going to come together for this one purely out of who's fit, who's able. Those were our protected riders on the schedule. I've managed their schedule a lot more carefully and had the domestiques filling in. But now that we've reached this point with the number of riders we have, we don't have much of a choice but to get those 2 back out there. It might cost us something like Il Lombardia at the end of the season by all of our strong guys being exhausted, but it's what makes sense right now. And I'd rather win La Vuelta than Il Lombardia. I mean, let's be real. It's a Grand Tour. Their motivation's better. They don't have issues. And actually, it looks like we're close to hitting a fitness peak for Krantz, because Il Lombardia is his next target, which is still 50 days away. Both of them are going to hit their fitness peaks way before Il Lombardia happens, and it's going to be long gone anyway. So, assuming that Il Lombardia's kind of ruined for them to begin with, there you go. There's another reason to just get on with it and bring the 2 stars here. Now, here's the idea though. If I get a choice, I will ride for Martinez over Krantz. Krantz is leaving the team. Martinez is not. Martinez is with us for 2 more years. We just re-signed his deal this last season. So Martinez is becoming the guy next year. I'd love to see him get the bonuses that will see him level up so that he can properly replace Krantz. Now, climbing wise, they're the same. He's just a weaker time trialer. And that's a big deal here because we have 3 time trials in this version of La Vuelta, beginning with a team time trial, which let's go ahead and jump into that one now. Race day condition bonuses are all over the place as we go to set off on our individual or our team time trial. 12.1 kilometers in length, though, is it. 90 is the effort that I have set initially, and I think I'm a fan of that one. I think that's going to just about hold up. You can push pretty hard over a short distance, and we're going to try to do so. We'll see what kind of recovery we get in with these guys. Like Krantz, he's already recovered, but he went first. It's more about kind of that second, third guy. You can see Tragai's going pretty deep here, but he'll peel off before he's out of energy. So yeah, I think 90 is going to be sufficient. Martinez with a -5. I saw them before we went through as I had it on pause getting them set, but Gonzalez -2, Tragai -3, Azumi -1, Krantz -2. Arrieta and Garzon, the only ones combining for a +3 overall as a team. That's a -10. A -10. That is really harsh when the expected was, what, +3 across the team. Right, we eliminated the guys from the squad that had the big expected negatives. 15th, 19 seconds down at the first time check, and we are like just keeping up when it comes. Oh, Martinez and Chergai getting dropped, so we are pushing like right to the limit. But Martinez is supposed to be one of those leaders, and he is falling off. So Martinez is already losing time. Gonzalez, is he struggling to stay up there? Just about. Krantz is already putting himself in position to maybe be team leader based on Martinez dropping off. So 5th, 17 seconds down, we gain a little bit of time there at the end. Not a bad time for terrible race day condition, and really only one strong time trialist. Remember, time trialing is our weakest area as a team. So all things considered, pulling off 5th place at just 17 seconds down is a very competitive time, a really good time that we can be happy about. But Krantz, the only one of our big 3 to manage the 17 seconds. Gonzalez, he only lost 3 seconds, so he was just behind the team. Chergai and Martinez lose 28 seconds. It's a little bit further back, but in the grand scheme of things, over a large tour, 11 seconds isn't going to hurt him too bad. The first mountain stage is not until stage 9. We have punchy or flat stages all the way, stages 2 through 8. We are going to be bypassing all or most of this. I think I'd like to play stage 6, but otherwise we are going to sit tight, and stages 6 and 9 will be the next stages we actually participate in. We are taking our chances here. Stage 2, no concern, quick sim. We'll move forward. But that already, right there, shortens this down quite a bit as a race. Let's hope we don't lose any key time for our guys, though. Punchy stages that aren't that punchy. After 5 stages and without any stage wins, Arrieta has actually just taken over the race lead. Martinez is 6th at 29 seconds down, so he is well placed at this point. And Krantz is 18th, but only 57 seconds. And a lot of these guys up here are punchers and not the big time climbers. So actually, we're off to a really good start positionally for this race. Downside, though, is the whole Arrieta has the lead. That's not something we want him to have. It's not something we want any of our team members to have at this stage. And so nearly a week into this tour, we have 3 fitness peaks that have hit already. We have three that are very close to hitting, any day now. So the team is coming into a good state at this point. A couple of these guys, they'll have fitness peaks and just before the race, but none of them were on the fitness peak when the race started. And the only one who's far away from it is Arrieta. With the motivation, coming up, guys happy. Chergai, Azumi, for whatever reason, are still maintaining low motivation, low morale, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. Okay, fine. But like I said, we are well placed, and the fitness peaks are coming in, so we're starting to have high expectations for race day condition. We'll see what we can do for this one. Arrieta might have the leader's jersey, but I'd be more than happy to give that away in support of the team leaders. Stage 6, going fast pace for now. Breakaway has 21 riders, and we've got to really keep a close eye on that gap. If it suddenly starts to go out, then it's going to be our job to pull it back as the race leaders. But at 2:20, for now anyway, the other teams are keeping them in check. In fact, they've already pulled back more than a minute of the breakaway's advantage. Before we hit the climb, though, 108K to go, let's get somebody to get water. And surprising thing, really big surprising thing, I didn't do a count, but our expected race day condition is more than a +10. I'd say it's about a +13, give or take a point or two. We've barely got a positive balance here at all. We've got, let's see, +9 and a -4, something like that. We've got about a +5 here. Yes. So really poor team draw, about a -1 team draw average today. And that certainly hurts what could have been, a strong day for us. based on, that it's a punchy one. What is that punchy finish going to look like, by the way? La Zubia is an 8.5% climb at 6.5 kilometers, maxing out at 10.8. It's not the hardest climb, but that's just long enough to be in that neutral zone, in between, right? Morgado, who we were just pointing out a little bit ago at the beginning of the episode, how he's falling into that neutral territory of he can punch and climb. That's his kind of territory, right? You can handle that first 4-5 kilometers of the climb just fine, and then you can attack that final kilometer or two and pull away a bit. We are starting to drift, and we are definitely not towards the top of the climb here. And this is the pace. This is that tempo that's being set that's actually putting some hurting in the legs. Azumi fading. A lot of riders are going to end up getting dropped on this climb, it looks like. I think we're going to be down to 60 or so by the top of this climb. Already down to 87. Garzone, really surprised that he's getting dropped here. Hoggins is getting dropped. Arietta, surprised here. 78 that you're not keeping up with a 76 mountain. Let's get him back up there in contact. Chergai also going backwards. And we're suddenly going to be down to 4 guys for the climb to come. Minute 49 to the front group. Movie Star really pushing that tempo, setting high. Arietta does make it. He'll get back up there. Maybe. Gosh, look at this group. Still, I mean, this is like 80k out, and they are attacking. Now, was that an attack, or was that the break? There we go. Okay, Arietta finally back up in position. Martinez not looking good with that zero race to condition. Gonzalez is, but he's not the leader, right? So, Gonzalez, while you are fresher, let's go ahead and protect Martinez. And based on what we're seeing right now, I'm inclined to definitely not put our foot down. Right now, we're looking at survival. Chergai is back. So he's protecting Krantz. Let's go ahead and officially make that his task. Not just done automatically. 62k. Not this hill. We're gonna get over. We're gonna get over this hill, and just before the top of it, we'll send somebody to get water. Then we'll be done for the day. Give him a chance to rest, recover a little bit. Chergai is probably the guy that's gonna get sent for that if he has any energy. And he does, so we'll send him for it. Peloton now at 95, just 4 riders off the front, small gap, meaning definitely looking at a stage win coming from the main group, from the Peloton. There you go. Alright, we already went down that one. This will be the last hill until the final climb of the day. Grant's looking pretty good now. Gonzalez not as good as he was, but you got Martinez there. Now 6 off the front, 1 minute ahead. 99 chasing them. Descent coming, so we're getting back the recovery. Martinez not quite at full strength. But Arietta back to full strength, and now Chergai, and here is Hoggins as well. So Hoggins, go ahead and replace Gonzalez in there, and let's get Gonzalez following Martinez, and we'll get Arietta following Krantz. And then we will, not yet, but in a while, before the climb, we'll turn things up. So we've got 2 little mini groups of 3. Garzone, just 2 minutes behind in A1. So if a group does make contact, he's in that small group just behind. The front group has been caught, so we're looking at 105 riders now. Definitely some tempo being set. This is not a light tempo. And we're coming up on it. So let's up the effort now to like an 84. Prepared to be in the climb and hold. Remember, it's only 7k. So speaking of only 7k, that means these 2 need to gel now, as this is going to be high tempo. Do we want to sprint train this? It's only 6k. I think we will sprint train it, but not from the first kilometer. We'll probably start at about kilometer 5.
There are just 5 kilometers
And there
left.
you go. Okay, there's your 5K in. Martinez is going to follow Krantz, who's going to follow Gonzalez. We'll follow Arrieta. We'll follow Chergai and Huggins. 93. Sure. See what sort of tempo that sets.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Finding some space is going to be tricky here. He keeps getting blocked. Huggins finally gets out into space. He's got Chergai with him. Got Gonzalez and Krantz here. There's Martinez. Arrieta at the back end. And we're down to 3K. Okay, 99 for Huggins. Let Arrieta kind of get in position. There we go. And now it's going to be on to Chergai. 3K to go, so get these next two going. We don't want to go 99, but we'll go about 96 here. Huggins, get onto the tail end. Okay, group starting to split up, fall apart. Riders falling off the back. And Chergai is done, 2.5K. Arrieta's going to drop back. Let Gonzalez close the gap a little. There you go. Okay, now 2.3, so gel for those guys as well. And Gonzalez at a 94. We'll put that foot down.
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing
Martinez already struggling to keep up, but Krantz might be able to go get something here in the last 1.5K. Gonzalez is going to do his version of a sprint, getting out of the saddle. Going to try to catch Moss here inside the last K. So Krantz is going to try to close that gap. Martinez, 700 meters. Moss is going to hang on and win. Krantz is not going to quite get a podium. Moss gains, looks like maybe 12 seconds. Carapaz there. Krantz gets 5th. Gonzalez gets 6th. Martinez is up there as well. No time losses for that front group. We're good on time today. Moss gains 10 seconds plus the time bonus for the stage. Time gaps given after 68th. Thought there would have been a time gap given a little bit higher up, about 20 more riders dropping time, but Arrieta, as a result, hangs on to the race lead, but you can see the field has thinned out somewhat. Martinez is still 6th, but Krantz, at the same time, has moved up, 3 spots to 15th? So just a few riders near the top have been dropped. Gonzalez is also still up there. So no big changes. 2 more stages to quick sim to set us up for that next mountain stage. But we're going to begin the next episode with that. But we'll already be 8 stages in. We'll already be a week into La Vuelta. And that's already a really good start in terms of how much ground we have to cover until the end. Following stage 8, we're up to a plus 15 for the expected race day condition. Team is well fit at this stage going forward. Next up is that first mountain stage, though. So, the race is about to get serious. Enric Mas turned around and won back-to-back stages with another punchy stage on 7, and that put him into the race lead. Also, you can see a big drop-off for Arrieta, who's a minute 13 behind, but Martinez is still up there in 5th place with Moss and Carapaz looking pretty good right now. But Martinez 3rd best at the moment. As for Krantz, he's still only a minute 25 down. I mean, it's not bad where he's at. Positionally, it's not great, but time-wise, not that far back. 40 seconds behind his team. In terms of classifications, Orenskjold has got the points lead slightly ahead of Moss. Jungels has the KOM lead, but that's also slender, just 13 so far. Max Pool is the under 25s leader, and you see how we are all over that one with 4 guys in the top 10, and we are second as a team behind Movistar, with that gap opening really behind us. As you got multiple teams at 2 or 3 minutes, but only a single team at a minute down. I always use dossiers as the first reference. When we were lower rated, it cost us a lot of points. 0 points don't show up on the dossier list at all. The only riders left are all visible here. There is no scroll down. These are the only riders left that would cost me a point in terms of dossiers to get after. There's a few 4-star guys, and the rest are all 4.5. So all the 5.5 star guys are signed. So we are confirmed as 8th best, at least on paper at this point. Still could change over the last month and a half of the season, but it appears that is settled. We are the 8th best team for next season. The comparison is Ineos is the team that is on top with Lotto Soudal and Jumbo-Visma in 2nd and 3rd. Individual rankings, Peters, Krantz both in the top 10 with Mikkels just outside of World Tour rankings. Super Prestige has Krantz and Peters just inside top 5 with Vandenberg. And as a team, World Tour, we are still on top with Ineos approaching 9,000 points, but we have almost 2,500 points more than that. So we are well clear in the World Tour rankings, though that could obviously change during this La Vuelta. There's going to be plenty of points to be given out, as B&B is the best continental team. And in the Super Prestige department, we do have a lead, not quite as huge, but a 1,400 point lead over at Jumbo-Visma. If we come up with at least a podium in this La Vuelta, and in particular if we do win it, then we've got the number 1 ranking in the Super Prestige this year, something we have not done previously. And my target, of course, is 10,000. That could happen this season. I don't expect it to. I don't think we will quite get there, but I could see us getting 8.5 to 9,000 depending on how this race goes, especially this race. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.